When you look at the design system of Shopify that we just covered in the previous video, you might think that a design system makes sense only for big companies that have plenty of designers and developers and who can afford to spend resources building this kind of stuff. But the reality is that building a design system is very often a much more evolutive process. Obviously, you don't put in place a system like Shopify's Polaris from day one. It's generally a much more gradual process, and one could argue that as soon as you share your first design assets, such as your logo files, in a simple shared Dropbox folder, you already have the first brick of your design system. This proto-design system is super basic, but it's tangible design elements that are shared across the teams in order to make sure that everyone uses the right logo. So in that perspective, it fits our broad definition of a design system. What generally happens after that is that as a company grows, it will centralize and share an increasing number of these design elements, the first color schemes, then the first design guidelines, then the first front-end design components, such as a shared library of React components in your internal GitHub, etc., etc. And at that point, it will reach a critical mass when it makes sense to have someone to properly structure this design system internally. Whether it's the person leading the design or the engineering team, she will dedicate time and resources to put in place a more structured design system. The bottom line is, building a design system is often an iterative and organic process with plenty of intermediate steps before you have a really structured one internally. And it's the same for the design system tools that you will use. Very often your first design system will live on a bunch of shared folders and a couple of Notion pages. But as the need to structure it becomes greater, it makes sense to use more specialized and powerful tools for that purpose. And it's what we are going to see in the next video.